Now, the angry father intent on suing the Abbott government after his daughter was killed fighting for Al-Qaeda in Syria. Mohammed Karoum blames authorities for allowing his beloved Amira to leave Australia. He spoke to Lisa Goddard, who joins us now. And Lisa, this man blames Australia for his daughter's death.
Yes, Cam, this became quite an explosive interview. He admits that his daughter was a jihadist, but he doesn't blame her. He's turned this around and is blaming federal authorities for allowing recruiters from Al-Qaeda to come into the country. Recruiters, he says, like the man his daughter married.
The recruiters are here in Australia. They are in Sydney, they are in Melbourne, they are in Brisbane, they are everywhere in this country.
From a fresh-faced Gold Coast schoolgirl to a self-proclaimed slave to Allah.
She doesn't look like a jihadist.
22-year-old Amira Karoum was in the war-torn country.
But this stunning young woman who grew up on the Gold Coast died doing the work of Al-Qaeda. Is it fair to say that you believe the federal government has your daughter's blood on its hands? How her father, Mohammed Karoum, answered this question will shock you.
I'm praying to the Lord every day. Tony Abbott, please, Lord, let him lose one of his daughter, either in sickness or in accident or something. Please, Lord.
That's appalling. Mohammed, thank you for talking to us today.
That's okay.
Why now? Why speak now? What do you want?
I want to take the federal government to court. They are responsible for the death of my daughter.
Amira, he says, is the new face of terror in this country. Mohammed, what's your greatest fear? You believe that there are sleeper cells and recruiters across this country?
Yes, there are.
In a candid and sometimes combative interview, Mohammed revealed his daughter, who graduated from a Christian school, was recruited by and married a man he says was a trained Al-Qaeda killer, Yusuf Ali.
The Australian Federal Police and ASIO, they are not doing their job. This is the fact.
Amira died in January. She was shot and her body dismembered. Her dad says Al-Qaeda buried her body. To have to sit there and admit that your daughter became an Al-Qaeda operative?
Yes.
A jihadist?
Yes.
How difficult is that?
I just can't believe it.
He's furious because he says intelligence officers had her husband on their radar, showing us documents he says proves Yusuf Ali was under surveillance. Documents he now wants to give to a lawyer who's willing to help him. And there's his name there.
Yes.
The telephone calls, electronic evidence,
yes,
and surveillance evidence, all collected. So you blame the government then for your daughter's death?
Yes, I do.
Why?
They let her go.
He says authorities failed first by allowing Yusuf into Australia and a second time by letting Amira leave. They stopped your daughter leaving twice. Why do you think they let her leave that third time?
I believe that she was sacrificed because they are trying to take somebody to court, and they knew who it was that she has linked to him.
You believe they used her as bait?
I know. Bait, yes.
What do you think suing the federal government will achieve?
Well, I want an apology. That's number one. For killing my daughter.
Can you understand a lot of people would say it was her choice? No one forced her onto that plane.
No, that's not true.
Why?
Australian government is the mother and the father of her. They are the one who control everything in this country.
Her Facebook posts before she left were very clear.
Their Facebook pages hint the couple may have had other motives. Amira posting, "May Allah make us the generation that will raise the flag of Islam."
If you'd had the chance, if your other daughter Rose had told you what Amira was going to go and do, what would you have said to her?
Oh, you don't know what I will do.
What would you have said to her?
I will be going immediately to the federal government, to anyone. Stop her. Move her passport. She is not allowed to leave this country.
Because you know?
I know what they are.
And what are they?
Al-Qaeda, I know what they are. They are killers.
It's a sad situation. We can all sympathise with the father grieving for his fallen daughter, but it would be absolutely outrageous if the Australian government was held responsible in any way at all. Tell me what you think on Facebook or on Twitter.